Yo, good morning, Freedom Marchers. Snapzilla Gorilla, aka the definition, is in the building. Just want to do a little boxing talk during this Rucking live. You know what I'm saying? Want to get into just a little bit of my take on Dillian Whyte versus Moses Itauma. You know what I'm saying? They're fighting today. In about 5 hours Eastern Standard Time. Brother Shelton, salute to you this morning. Good morning. Welcome back. Just want to give my take on this here fight. You have Dillian Whyte, the veteran, facing the young buck, the young lion, whatever you want to call him, Moses Itauma, this afternoon or this evening in the UK. And I think this is going to be a very interesting fight. I think it's going to be a lot more competitive. Shelton, salute to you. I saw I saw your thing this morning. Is he saying that he won? I ain't been looking at nothing KO Knockoff has been doing in a minute. I'm pretty sure he's whining to somebody about it, but you know, it is what it is. Queen Mother Shakila, salute to you. Salute to you. Right now it's 11:55, so a.m. here on the East Coast. So you know we still got 5 minutes in the morning left. Yeah. Anyway, like I was saying, young fighter, salute. What up, noob? Interesting. Okay. I guess I'm a noob then. This is going to be an interesting fight. It's going to be a lot more competitive, I believe, than people think. You know what I'm saying? Now, Moses Itauma is quite the phenom, right? So it would look on the surface. You know, he has great footwork. He has very fast hands. Good defense, right? He has great head movement. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to take his head off the center line and counter very well. You know, his footwork is great. He has great footwork. You know what I'm saying? He fights very relaxed, you know, very comfortable in the ring. And he has youth and energy on his side, right? You know, he stays pretty relaxed. You know, it doesn't look like he pushed too much emphasis on weight training and all that good stuff. It just, you know, but what's going to be tested is his endurance. His endurance is going to be tested. Does he have the gas tank to go up against a Dillian Whyte for 12 rounds if he has to, right? But then at the same time, Dillian Whyte has been knocked out 3 times, right? So you got 3 knockouts for Dillian Whyte. And with each KO, you lose, you know, you could lose quite a bit of punch resistance, but, you know, he's still a veteran, right? Dillian Whyte has been through some wars. And he's, you know, going up against very good competition at the heavyweight division. You know, Povetkin, Anthony Joshua, you know what I'm saying, Derek Chisora. You know, he's going up against some tough guys. Ali was the best ever, no questions asked. Well, yes, he's one of the best. He's probably the GOAT, real talk. But you know, Dillian Whyte is no slouch, right? But here's the problem with Dillian. He's a drug cheat. Point blank and period. The man is a bona fide certified drug cheat. So you know, it's enhancing drugs, and they get caught, right? But they only get caught for a couple of fights, and they have this resume, 40 plus fights. You have to question his entire career, his entire resume, because he got caught popping dirty multiple times. So what does that look like, right? If you're being scrutinized and you're not on performance enhancing drugs when you go up against someone like Itauma. The thing is, he looks in pretty good shape, right? During the weigh-ins, he looked like he was in pretty good shape. You know what I'm saying? Lower than normal body fat percentage. Dragon Lord says, hello, my name is Dragon Lord. I'm a small-time YouTuber. You got 22, okay. Do I think boxers pull through in real fights? What do you mean, young fighter? What do you mean pull through in real fights? Are you talking the style boxer, like a pure boxer? Watch him pop dirty? Man, I wouldn't doubt it, man. I wouldn't doubt it, But regardless, yes, Dillian Whyte's a drug cheat, but he still has the experience. He still has the resume. And why they let these guys continue to fight after they pop dirty multiple times is beyond me. But here we are, putting Itauma in there with him. It just makes no sense to me. When a guy pops dirty, in my opinion, depending on what they pop for, they need to be banned from the sport permanently. But we don't have the safeguards in place for these fighters. Ken Wood asked if I fast. If so, for how long? No, I don't. I don't fast because I do very extensive cardio training, right? So the same benefits you achieve from fasting can be achieved through cardiovascular exercise. Not just cardio, but also weight training. So if I do, like since today, I have been training for, and this is all cardio now. Let me see. So I've been doing cardio for 2 hours, right? I've been doing cardio. You know what I'm saying? So you achieve the same benefits from a 24-hour fast. You achieve the same benefits with a decent amount of cardio. So no, I don't fast. You fasting during the month of Ramadan, but you're not fasting for days at a time. You're fasting when the sun is up. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool, But like I said, I'd rather get the benefits through cardio, because cardio does more than fasting does for your body, right? So you get the autophagy, right? Autophagy occurs when your body gets rid of damaged, sick cells through waste, or absorbing the damaged cells back into healthy cells for energy, right? Cardiovascular exercise does the same thing. So you don't need to fast to achieve the same benefits. But, some people fast, it's all good. I used to fast, but I was like, nah, for what? Anyway, so I don't have a pick for Itauma versus Dillian Whyte, because even though Dillian Whyte is a veteran with a pretty decent resume, right? Itauma has natural skills and abilities that gives him quite the edge, but he's untested, Look who he's going up against. He's going up against a whole bunch of small heavyweights. He's a small heavyweight himself. You know what I'm saying? So now, with fighting Dillian Whyte, he is stepping up in competition. Salute to Sister Shower, Queen Sister Shower. Salute to you. Bro, who got better fight ability? Boxers or UFC fighters? Better fighting abilities? Well, obviously it's going to be the UFC fighter because they have more tools. They use more tools. They train with more tools, right? Obviously it's going to be the UFC fighter and a fight. What do I think about Canelo? Canelo's a drug cheat. Canelo's a drug cheat who likes to duck challenges. He ducked David Benavidez for I don't know how long. Yes, Queen Sister Shower. I'm getting this work in. You know, got the 80 pounds on me. You know what I'm saying? Getting my ruck on during high noon. You know, it's like 80 some degrees right now. But you know, you got to do the work. You got to put your body through the stress so that it can overcome the stress that may come that you don't know about. I'm gonna be real with you. I think I taught Mike Tyson how to box. Oh, for sure. That's what's up. Anarchy Television was good, man. Jesus, what are y'all talking about, man? Here we go. Anyway. So, Dillian Whyte is a drug cheat. You know? But it looks like he's in shape, right? So it's going to be... Dillian Whyte is a pressure volume puncher. So he likes to apply the pressure. He hits you with a lot of volume. He's not super powerful. You know what I'm saying? He's not very powerful at all. He's a volume puncher with the pressure. But he knows how to take his head off the center line. He has decent footwork. You know what I'm saying? Now, when he thinks he has you in trouble, he'll start swinging a little wild. So that will leave him open to counters from Itauma. And Itauma's counters are super fast. But Dillian Whyte, you know, has a decent chin as well. So he has the capability also of taking his head off the center line when he is swinging wild and using his shoulder. Yeah, I just said that, Shower. I just said that. He be swinging wild when he thinks he has you in trouble. Dillian Whyte swings wild, yes. When he thinks he has you in trouble, he'll start swinging wild. That'll leave him open to counters from Itauma. And Itauma's super fast with those counters, especially that uppercut or that leaping hook. You know what I'm saying? Man, trouble. If he catches Dillian Whyte with something like that, he might drop him. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's going to be very interesting. The Kalki says, India. You from India? Salute to you. Terrence Crawford got the techniques down, bro. For sure. Terrence Crawford technique is impetuous. Shawa says he's beginning to look unbalanced too. And yeah, Itauma is pretty damn fast, especially for a heavyweight. But again, he's a smaller heavyweight. Yeah. We'll see. Shaw, I don't know if you mean mentally unbalanced or physically. But, you know, Dillian Whyte has gone through shit, you know what I mean? When you cycle on and off drugs, performance enhancing drugs, it does something to you. It will disrupt your balance. It'll disrupt your natural hormone production. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Yeah. He's older too. You know, you got to think about it. When you lose punch resistance, you're also losing some level of equilibrium capacity. When would you say you were physically the strongest? Physically the strongest? I'd say right now. Or maybe when I was in the Army. Do I take horse steroids? No, I don't. I don't take any steroids. I take beef. Pause. I can't say certain shit around you motherfuckers. Anyway, I eat ruminant animals. How old am I? I'm 45. 18 to 20 for you, 25 for you, Shawa. I feel like I'm the strongest I've ever been right now because of my mentality, right? Because of my mentality, you know, I'm willing to push through certain physical stressors and mental stressors. Yeah, but I'm 45. How can you do that in your 40s? Well, I appreciate that, young fighter. No, you're never too old, right? But don't start too old. You know what I'm saying? The earlier you start, the better. You know, I've always been physical, but I had to change certain things in my life in order to make myself better, right? I had to eliminate certain food from my diet. You know what I'm saying? I had to eat in a certain way. Anarchy Television just said I can make a mean cheeseburger. I bet you can, bro. I love a good cheeseburger. What's the best exercise? Depends on what you want. What's the best cardio exercise? And depends on the person. So to me, the best cardio exercise is between rucking, which is what I'm doing right now, or fight training, especially if you're sparring, sprints. It just depends. But I would say sprints is probably the best exercise for cardio because it'll tell you where you're weak at. It'll tell you what you need to strengthen. It'll tell you if you need to warm up more. It'll tell you what you need to stretch more. So there's a lot of benefits to sprinting, in terms of resistance training. Again, it just depends on what you want. Depends on your goals, right? As far as cardio is concerned, the best exercise for a person who has long twitch muscle fibers, right? Or slow twitch muscle fibers is distance running. You would think, right? But then you want to bring balance. So you should also do sprints to improve and activate more of those fast twitch muscle fibers. Because we all have both. Shawa said, I thought we were speaking physically. Oh yeah, physical too. So if you're on drugs, you're gonna be out of balance everywhere if you come off those things. If you're using artificial chemicals to enhance your performance, right? Your body stops producing certain things, right? Your body starts producing certain hormones, and suddenly, when you stop using those chemicals, yeah, you're gonna be out of balance. For sure, in many ways. Mind the man, salute to you, brother. Yes, freedom ain't free. Nathaniel who says, what workout am I doing right now? Rucking. I'm rucking with a weighted pack, right? And I got 65 pounds of weight alone in the pack. So 65 pounds in the pack, and then another 10 to 15 pounds of the rest of what I have on, including my boots and my drink, roughly about 80 pounds. It's called rucking. Shawa says, I'm definitely strongest mentally I've ever been right now. That's what's up. Yes, on a hot day. I'm doing what is known as overtraining. Right? You overtrain, not every day. You got to be careful. Don't overtrain every day and do it very meticulously. You overtrain to get your body accustomed to the stress, so that when real stress comes that you are not deliberately putting on yourself, you can handle it. So rucking on a hot day with 85 pounds may seem crazy, right? Why do that? Why do that? Well, because if something happens and I have to move from one location to another and carry a lot of weight with me, do you think that circumstance or scenario is going to care if I'm hot or not? No. So I condition myself for it right now in case I have to do it in the future. Nathaniel Hugh, can't you pass out? I haven't yet, but you can. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Yo, yeah, that was a stupid phone call. What's my favorite food? Well, it's a toss-up between Chilean sea bass, right? Chilean sea bass and a good ribeye, a ribeye steak. Prepare today for better tomorrow. That's what's up. Exactly, the real Tarzan. So, why do you put yourself through overtraining? Why do you put your body through stress? It's the same reason, let's say if I were sparring today, if I wanted to spar with somebody today, I would do all the things that I did and that I'm doing right now. I would get done with this because I just got through doing about 20 rounds, 23-minute rounds on the heavy bag in Muay Thai. Very intense in a hot garage with a fan blowing. Then I would ruck like I'm doing now. And then I would meet my sparring partner. Or I would, let's say if we were meeting at the park, I would ruck to the park with this weight and spar him immediately with maybe like a 5-minute break. You know what I'm saying? When I spar people, I put myself through pre-exhaustion before the match starts. And I want him to be fresh. I want that sparring partner to be fresh. So then I could put myself through the ultimate stress and the ultimate test. That's why I do this, because in real life, you might encounter that. You might have to haul ass from one side of town to another with a weighted pack with all the essentials. And then when you get there, you might encounter somebody who will attack you, right? They're not going to care that you just rucked 10 or 12 miles to get there. They're not going to care about that. So guess what? You got to be prepared. Anyway, y'all. So thank you guys for coming through. Like I said, this is going to be a great test for Itauma to see whether or not he's ready, because they're pushing this guy so hard that it's ridiculous. So this is going to be an ultimate test for him, going up against the Dillian Whyte, right? The drug cheat, the veteran who has faced many tough opponents. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be an interesting test for Itauma. And we're going to see if Dillian Whyte should take his place in the sport of boxing as the heavyweight gatekeeper. Will he become a gatekeeper? Is he already a gatekeeper? We shall see. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all for coming through. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for engaging. You left your last slide before I could say this. I wanted to say I appreciate your words. Keep doing your thing, my G. Salute to you, Keyshawn Christie Flint. Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I appreciate the kind words. Anarchy Television and Shower. Make sure y'all leave y'all links in the chat, man. Y'all go check out Anarchy Television. My anarchistic, my brother in anarchy. Go join him. Go join his channel. Very great information there. He likes to build things out of nothing. So y'all go check him out. So yeah, let's keep moving, guys. Stay moving. Stay moving. Stay training, right? Put your body through stress every now and then. Controlled stress, of course. Stay hydrated. Stay well fed. You know what I'm saying? I'm just knocking shit over. Let me take this shit off. Some people will tell you, oh, you should do fasted cardio. You should do this, you should do that. Hold on. You know, you should do fasted cardio. And I just broke a bunch of glass on the floor. You should do fasted cardio. You should do this. You should do that. Not me. I just ate before I did my ruck and after I did my Muay Thai training. I had a 300 and something protein bar by what's it called? Condition 1 bar. I had a Condition 1 bar filled with carbs, filled with protein. You know, natural carbs like honey, you know, things like that, oats. And then it has 25 grams of protein. Because rucking, you're not just getting cardio in with rucking. You're getting resistance training, right? Because you have a weighted pack and you're walking. You know what I'm saying? And it helps build your stabilizer muscles, because when you ruck, you don't want to be leaning forward. You want to stand as straight up as possible. Engage your core. You know what I'm saying? Engage all your stabilizer muscles, your psoas muscle, and all that type of shit. It helps build your posture, right? Helps strengthen your posture. So yeah. Hello, watching from the Philippines. Salute to you. Salute to the Philippines. So yeah, y'all stay up, man. Y'all get the training, man. I'm 45 years old and I'm still out here getting it in. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably run circles around some of you 20-year-olds. So, y'all. And eat right. Find out what foods are best for you. Don't just listen to this guy and that guy with this fat and that fat. Put yourself through the elimination diet and determine what gives you inflammation and what doesn't, right? Just do the elimination diet. Start with common sense, right? Now we know refined sugar is not good for anybody. Eliminate that. We know industrial seed oils are not good for any human. Get that out of your diet. You will be surprised how much inflammation you will reduce just by eliminating those two things. Now, for some people are sensitive to greens, like myself. I don't eat greens. I don't eat green leafy vegetables. I eliminate that from my diet and greatly reduce my inflammation. I don't eat broccoli, cauliflower. I don't eat none of that shit. You understand? Yes, Shaw. I don't eat green leafy vegetables. Shit, look, I went keto before, right? Just to give you all some information. I went keto, and all I would eat was like fatty meats and a bunch of butter and greens, spinach, broccoli, shit like that. Oh yeah, nightshades. Yes, some people nightshades are horrible. So yeah, I was eating that type of shit. I was eating a whole lot of greens. I love spinach. Had spinach with every meal, a whole shitload of spinach. Then I started having gastroenterological problems. I thought it was the animal fat. I thought I was eating too much animal fat, which it can trigger some GERD for me. It can trigger if I eat too much animal fat. Right? Your body, if you have too much animal fat, your body can't produce, can't break down a lot of it, right? So there's a certain capacity of fat that your body can handle. and it'll just get rid of it, right? It'll get rid of it. And for some people, when that happens, it causes gastroenterological problems. But for me, it was really the greens. The greens was giving me the heartburn. The greens were reducing my stomach acid. And so that caused problems for me. So when I got green leafy vegetables out, I didn't have any issues. So you gotta learn what you to eliminate from your diet. For certain people, it's not the same for everybody. So when people push these fad diets onto you, take it with a grain of salt and just experiment. You have to experiment with yourself. Yes, green leafy vegetables are horrible for me. Tracer, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not pretty at all. Anyway, so green leafy vegetables, when I eliminated that, heartburn went away, gas went away, all that shit went away. I had more energy, less brain fog. And then fruits, I'm okay with eating fruits. I can eat any fruit, from a banana to a goddamn apple to blueberries, strawberries. I'm good with fruit. I'm good with honey, maple syrup, that type of shit. I can consume that, no problems. I can consume that. Some people can't eat that type of sugar and stuff, any form of sugar, because they'll have problems. So you just got to discover what it is. I appreciate that, Shower. Some people are, there's some homoeroticism going on, but homoerotic and all that. But hey, I put myself out there. It is what it is. So, yes. So the bottom line is, guys, just stay on top of your health. Find out what works best for you. Not everything works for everybody. Yes, Shower, it is. It's wild. It is. But yeah, find out what works best for you. What works for me might not work for you. You might thrive on green leafy vegetables. Hell, you might thrive on a vegan diet. I did not. I tried the vegan diet. It drove me to have type 2 diabetes. I had type 2 diabetes, not type 2. I was pre-diabetic going on the vegan diet. Pre-diabetic. Vegan diets don't work for me. I need meat. I need ruminant meat from ruminant animals. I'll eat chicken and stuff too, but ruminant animals work better for me. Lamb, beef, shit like that. Whatever you say, man. That's y'all with them homoerotic fantasies. See, I don't play that pause game stuff. But see, that's something that y'all came up with because y'all want to make everything sexual. I'm not on that. You know what I'm talking about when I say ruminant animals. Chicken is good. Chicken is good. I like chicken if it's cooked right. Anyway, y'all, much love. Y'all stay up. We're gonna see what happens tonight. Very interesting. Very interesting fight coming. Right, Shower? I don't like that pause game shit. Like I should be able to say whatever I want without you looking at me in a sexual way. It's wild. So Itauma versus Dillian Whyte. We'll see what happens, man. Blessings to you as well, Shower. Yes, I can't wait either. So, are you going to call the fight, Shower? Anyway, much love. Like, share, subscribe. And let's keep marching forward toward freedom and truth. Peace.